In our previous lesson, we've seen questions like this: x plus 3, which equals 5. Okay, that is some addition in algebra. We also saw questions like this: x minus 4, which equals 9. So we solved questions like this in our previous lessons. These are addition and subtraction in algebra. We also have multiplication in algebra. Okay, so we're going to be treating multiplication in algebra in this lesson, and also division. So when we have a question like this, a box times 3 equals 9, we have to find the missing number. The missing number, if we're to guess, what can we multiply by 3 that is going to give us 9? We know it is 3. 3 times 3 will give us 9. So the missing number is 3. As you know, in algebra, the unknown number is being represented by a letter, and we prefer to use the letter x. This is the usually used letter x. So to represent this in algebra, it will be x times 3 equals 9. Okay, in algebra, since the x is x, so both looks similar. So in algebra, it is written together. Your number, the figure here is written together with x. So we have something like this: 3x. Okay, so it will be written like this because they look so similar. X. So in algebra, it is written out like this. Okay, 3x equals 9. That is what you see in algebra. Okay, so when you have 3x equals 9, remember what we are aiming at is to have x on this side of the equal sign of the equation alone. So in order to eliminate this 3, we'll divide it by 3. Whatever you do on the side, remember, you do to the other side of the equal sign of the equation. Okay, so we also divide this side by 3. 3 goes in here, 1. 3 goes in here, 1. 3 goes in here, 1. 3 goes in here, 3. Okay, so we have 1x equals 3, which will now be written just as x equals 3. Okay, so let's solve another question. Okay, let's solve another question. We have 2x equals 8. To have this x alone on this side, we'll divide both sides by 2. Okay, 2 goes in here, 1. 2 goes in here, 1. 2 goes in here, 1. 2 goes in here, 4. So 1x equals 4. So we just write it, x equals 4. Okay, let's solve another one by the side. Let's still make use of the board. We have 4x equals 4. Divide both sides by 4. To eliminate this number here from this side, you divide both sides by 4. Okay, 4 goes in here 1, 4 goes in here 1, 4 goes in here 1, 4 goes in here 1. So you end up with x equals 1. Let's see a more complex example. Let's try to solve a more complex example where we have x, this is divide, that's the divide sign, 3 equals 5. Okay, how do we solve that? Well, let me put it better this way. X divided by 3 equals 5. To eliminate this 3 from here, we have to multiply it by 3. Okay, so both can divide each other. So whatever you do on this side, remember you do on the other side. So if we're multiplying the side by 3, we have to multiply the other side too by 3. Okay, so we multiply here 2 by 3. Okay, 3 goes in here 1, 3 goes in here 1. So we end up with x alone on this side. Then 5 times 3 gives you 15. Okay, so we'll solve that. Let's see another example by the side. Let's solve another example where you have x over 4 which equals 2. Okay, x over 4 you multiply by 4 to eliminate this. Then you also multiply by the same number. Whatever you do on this side, you do on the other side. So you multiply by the same number. Okay, 4 goes in here 1, 4 goes in here 1. So you're left with x equals 2 times 4, which gives you 8. Okay, so x equals 8. That's solved. Let's try a more complex example. Okay, let's have x divided by 5 plus 3 which equals 7. Okay, so in this case now we can start with this. Let's eliminate this. We have two things to eliminate here. We have this 3 and we have this 5. So you can start with either of the two, but let us start with eliminating this 3. So we have x divide 5 plus 3. So to eliminate this 3, we take away 3 from this side, and we must do the same at the other side as well. Minus 3. So we have x, there's nothing left. Then 7 minus 3 gives us 4. So now We have x over 5. We multiply it by 5 in order to eliminate the 5. And remember, we have to do the same thing at the other side. Every time you eliminate one number from the other side, you have to do the same thing to the other side. So we multiply by 5. So 5 goes in here 1, 5 goes in here 1. So we're left with x alone. 4 times 5 gives you 20. Okay, so x equals 20. That solved this equation, this puzzle. Let's try another example on something similar to this. Another example, something similar to this. Okay, we have x over 3 minus 2 equals 6. Okay, we eliminate this first. Let's eliminate minus 2 first. Like I told you, you can try either of the two, but I just want to use this in our example. I want to eliminate minus 2 first. So to eliminate minus 2, you need to add 2, because minus 2 plus 2 gives you 0. So that eliminates minus 2. So whatever you do on the side, remember you must do on the other side of this equal sign. So we have 6 plus 2. Okay, x divided by 3. We have nothing left in here. So 6 plus 2 gives you 8. Okay, so now let's eliminate 3. X over 3. In order to eliminate this, the opposite of divide is multiplication. So since we are having divide here, we have to do the opposite to it. So that's why we're using multiplication. And if it is multiplication that you have, you do the opposite to it by dividing it by the number. So if you notice, that's what we've been doing since. So since we're multiplying this side of the equal sign by 3, we do the same thing to the other side of the equal sign by multiplying 8 by 3. Okay, 3 goes in here, that's 1, 3 goes in here, 1. So we are now left with x equals 8 times 3 gives you 24. So x equals 24. Okay, let's solve another example. You have to keep practicing. I hope you're practicing. You can open your textbooks and practice simple exercises. Okay, from time to time, practice. Practice makes perfect. Okay, so always practice, please, to keep practicing. Okay, we eliminate this first. So x plus 2, opposite of addition is subtraction, so you can always think of it that way. So with minus 2, we do the opposite to it in order to eliminate that particular number. So, and remember, whatever you do on this side, you do to the other side. So with minus 2, so x divide 5, we have nothing left, so we bring in the equal sign. 3 minus 2 gives you 1. X divide 5, then we multiply that by 5. We are dividing, so we do the opposite. We multiply. The opposite of division is multiplication. So I hope you're getting that. Okay, so whatever you do on this side, you do to the other side. So we have 1 times 5. Okay, 5 goes in here, 1. 5 goes in here, 1. So we're left with x. 1 times 5 is 5. Okay, x equals 5. Remember, in algebra, what we are after is to have something like this: x equals to whatever the result may be. So that is algebra for you. So stay tuned as we treat other complex areas in algebra. Thank you. God bless.